Have you ever wanted a job but never heard back from the company where you applied? This happened to me last year, and I really wanted to work at a place that's closer to my house, that's closer to my plans, let's say, like something that will save me time on driving so I can do something else instead of just driving around for a long time, in the traffic and all that. And this year I sent my application in again. And what I did this year, I actually sent first um, letter, like an email, telling the company that I want to work for them and why would I be a good fit. And then about 2 weeks later, I submitted my resume and cover letter, and I did something different. Like if before I would send resumes that have these headings, like these fancy resumes that look super nice with bigger letters or structured, and like where I tell how impressive I am. Although I think I am impressive, this year I chose to start my cover letter and my resume not with the good things. I started them with my weaknesses, with things that I couldn't do last year, things I didn't know last year. And then I proceeded to let them know how I improved in 12 months. And I just sent it in. And frankly, I would say that I didn't expect to be interviewed because I never heard back from the email I sent. So I was like, probably they are not really interested in me. But today I did have the interview with the company, and it was a very interesting interview. When we sat down, they asked me, "Tell us about yourself." So I started with telling them about my weaknesses. And one question was, "Why are you telling us about your weaknesses? Like everyone is coming here and trying to tell us how good they are, what a good fit they are for this job." And I replied to them that I prefer them to know the parts where I am not very strong, because if I lay down and tell them only the good parts and only the strong parts, when I'll be working there and my weaknesses start to face up, then it's gonna cause some type of discomfort, at least, because they might think that they're getting this all everything knowing employee, when in reality I might not know everything I need to know, where I should know about the job. And then I proceeded to tell them, they asked me actually, how am I going to overcome those weaknesses? And I proceeded to tell them how during the past 12 months I actually took trainings, I did read about, I improved my point of view. And when they asked me questions specifically based on my weaknesses, the answers I was giving um, were on how I'm going to improve or how I'm going to work on that so it doesn't stay in the way of my job. And then they asked me, uh, how do I see myself in a situation where my weaknesses will be stronger than my what I can do. And I told them that the reason I told them about my weaknesses was because I wanted to show them that even though I might not know everything, or I might not really understand some points, or maybe I might not react, or I might not know how to do a certain task, I also took time to improve these weaknesses on my own, and I'm ready and open to be trained and suggested. And it was very interesting because I really thought that by their faces, by their questions, I thought that they won't take me, they won't give me the job. Because, it's like someone is coming to you, is telling you straight in the face that they might not be the best candidate for this job. But what it's interesting, they actually told me that I'm hired and they will tell me the schedule and everything and will have me sign the contract and all that. And they also said, thank you for being honest. Thank you for telling us about your weaknesses. We think you're a very strong person and we think you're going to do everything you can to actually improve for this job. And that was like amazing. That was amazing. People and nowadays they are afraid to say I'm wrong or are afraid to say I don't know because they think that other people would judge them. So they expose themselves to stress, and sometimes they expose themselves because they don't know how to do something. They just improvise, and the result might not be the right result. But when you're honest and you actually tell upfront what you don't know or what you there were questions that I was just honestly, I told them, I'm really, really open to be told what's the best way to act or the best way to do or proceed because I never had this experience and I have no idea. And there were things that they asked, and my answers, they said they didn't expect it since I don't really have so much of the uh, experience in that domain. Although I do have a experience, like I worked for the same position for the past almost 12 months, but still every department has their own challenges and differences. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited, and I want to encourage you not to be afraid to say you don't know or you can learn because I think when you're honest, people perceive you as someone who is ready to learn, as where you don't say what you don't know honestly, or you try to come up with an answer or an action. People probably perceive you as someone who is very has a high ego and has hard time accepting that they might not know or that they might be wrong. And anyways, I'm just very excited on my new job, and I hope that if you get to use something from this video, it's actually be honest and be ready and open to learn. I think that way. No, I think that's very rare today. In my experience with all the people I met in the past 12 months, everyone is trying to show that they know. Everyone is trying to, they feel insecure if someone tells them that they don't, or maybe did something not in the way they are supposed to do. And people get offensive and people get upset and people, I don't know, it's just not very smooth. But when you actually can say that, yeah, thank you for your feedback. Would you please tell me how would you improve it, or are there any ways I can look at something or learn, or maybe you can give me some hints. And people are always ready to cooperate, and you'll probably keep your position more likely than a person who's stubborn and doesn't want to actually learn or say I was wrong or I don't know. Well, thank you for listening. Bye.